how are you? I want to do a quick video since somebody kind of brought it up to me, and I figured I'd make a quick video for you guys. But somebody asked me basically how I work my business while I'm pregnant, and I didn't really think about it much, and so she had asked me some details and some questions, and I said, well, maybe I can just put a quick video together for it. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Danielle Janiszewski. I'm Triple Diamond Leader. I've been in the business for 7 years. I used to be a teacher, special ed and math teacher, and now I stay home with my kids and kind of work when I want from wherever I want, really, from my phone. So there's going to be 3 parts here. The first part is going to be the first time that I was pregnant with my first kid, Parker. Okay, the second one is going to be the second time that I was pregnant, and that's for Emma. And then the third time is going to be for this one, who I'm having in a couple of days, and her name is Izzy. So it's going to be 3 parts because I will say that every part is very different. Because the first time that I did get pregnant, I was at a very different place in my life and in my business and in everything. So it was just very different from where I'm at right now. So just a little bit about me so you guys kind of have an idea, but I was a special ed and math teacher, 2 master's degrees, and I really just was looking for a way to make some extra income, and I was a silent hater, kind of, like I was like, okay, yeah, like you're really making that much money, right? Like I was like, it's just too good to be true, like there's no way, kind of thing. So I actually blocked people. And then once I unblocked them like a month later and gave it a shot, I was like, whatever, I'll just like see if I can make a couple extra $100 to pay for our wedding. I went diamond the month before I got married. So it was 7 months into the business. And then I got pregnant right after. And I kind of like a light bulb went off in my head. And I was like, my God, like when I have this baby, like I'm going to be like working full time. Like my kid's going to go to daycare and I'm basically going to work to put my kid in daycare. Like that was just like the teacher mindset. Like that's normal for a teacher to think like that. But I kind of had challenged myself to kind of think outside that box a little bit. So my why totally changed when I got pregnant. I was like, if I can make double diamond, then I'm totally comfortable, and he's totally comfortable with me staying home and really going on maternity leave and really not going back. So my why is what motivated me. I really needed a strong why, and I wanted to stay home with him. I lived in Arizona at the time, and I didn't have any family nearby, so it made me actually sick to my stomach to think about just like throwing him in some daycare out in Arizona with somebody that I didn't even know, and I'm going to drop my kid off, and you're going to raise him, and I'm going to go to work like just to pay you to raise him. Like it was just made no sense to me. So I was like, it's on. So I promoted to double diamond, and I promoted my husband's business to diamond when I was 8 months pregnant, and that was when they had the double good bonuses. So we had a $50,000 cash bonus on top of the promotion. So I was like, I'm done, like maternity leave, and I'm not going back. Like I'm very comfortable with this. So many people can make excuses when they're pregnant to work their business or whatever, but it was like, I'm 8 months pregnant, and really the only thing that I really wanted to do was just sit and relax and sit on the couch and kick your feet up, and you're exhausted and all you want to do is take a nap. But it's like you have these goals and dreams that you really want to have line up, and you want to follow them, and if you don't work your business, then that's just not going to happen, and nobody else is going to work it for you. So you have to own it yourself. And if you have these goals that are very clear and laid out for you, then you know that you have to be consistent with your business, and you have to work your business. So anyway, so that was kind of Parker. And then Emma, Parker was, oh my gosh, what was he? 3? So I had Parker at home while I was pregnant with Emma, and then we ended up moving into a new house at the time. And I don't know, I guess I feel like you get into a routine of like what you do and what's expected of you for yourself, because really you are your own boss. But you have a 6 list to do every day. And now like we have KPI and we have host to post, which is incredible. So really those should be the things that you're really focusing on and doing like on a daily basis. But when I was pregnant with Emma, it was like, these are my non-negotiables, like my 6 list. And I had to get into a routine. I had a kid and I was pregnant, so I had to get into a routine of like with him and what I was doing and staying home, and I had to make time for my business. So it was the best times for me then to really work my business were when he took a nap and when he went to bed at night. But then you have to think, okay, what are the things that are important outside of that? And then you have to make those things a priority as well. So I think your routine and your schedule are just so important, especially when you add more kids into the mix. Like now I have 2 kids. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I'm pregnant. So that was kind of Emma. I feel like I just was in a routine, very good routine of staying consistent with my business. But of course you're going to have ups and downs, and you're going to have tough months, and you have to just keep pushing through that. And as long as you're staying consistent with building your network and reaching out to people and host to post and following up, and you're doing those things, then things are going to fall into place. You just have to kind of make it through the hard days or the hard months kind of thing, knowing that you're pushing forward, and staying plugged in is so important too. So, okay. So with Izzy, totally different. And this has definitely been the hardest one of all. Just because, we've had a lot of life happen, probably in the last year and a half, but more so with me being pregnant with her, we have lived with my mom, lived with my in-laws. We've moved cross country. We've bought a new house. We've sold our old house. There's been so much life happening. So for me, the greatest struggle during this pregnancy is just staying consistent with my business, and honestly staying consistent with using the products, because I know I've been in this business 7 years now, but sorry, I keep grabbing here. It really hurts. But I know that if I'm consistent with using the products, then I'm consistent with sharing the products. So that's been a struggle for me, is staying consistent with using the products, because then I'm going to be taking pictures and then I'm going to be sharing more. But staying plugged in has been really, I don't want to say it's been hard for me, but my schedule's all over the place, and I've got 2 kids and I'm exhausted. So it's been that's what's so important for me this pregnancy, is staying plugged in, hopping on power hours. Have been huge, because even if I'm only working the business 1 hour a day, I know that it was an awesome 1 hour, and I was super intentional, and I had a power hour, and I was plugged in, and I did what I could do in that 1 hour, right? So that's the least amount of stuff I need to do on a daily basis, but that's hard when you're living with your mom or you're living with your in-laws. It's how do you still stay plugged in? How do you do a power hour every day when you've got 2 kids, you're pregnant, and you've got all this other chaos going on, right? So I've had so many struggles through this one, but I feel like as long as I can get into a routine, and I feel like once we moved into this house, it was took me a couple weeks to really get into a routine here, and setting up my desk and getting myself organized was the most important thing. And I knew I should have been doing KPI, but I just couldn't. I couldn't wrap my head around getting into that routine, and I was really struggling. So what I did is I laminated it, and I heard that on one of the power hours that I was on. And I'm doing this one, and then I added a couple extra things down here. And then this is things that I just need to do throughout the week kind of thing. So this really works for me, but I also have to be consistent with it. I also have to sit at my desk and not go sit on the couch, because now I've gotten my kids into a routine where I drop Parker off at school in the morning, and then I go drop Emma off at preschool, or, pre-preschool. So I do have time to come home and work my business, but I'm also exhausted, and I can barely, I can't even sit up because my stomach hurts. So it's you've got to be so intentional with your time, more so now in this pregnancy than I was with my first one. I was just I had more time, I didn't have kids running around, so I didn't have to be as intentional with my time to reach my goals. I probably would have reached them faster if I would have been more intentional, but I feel like this time around, I just have to be so beyond intentional with my time. And even if we're driving somewhere, thankfully my husband drives everywhere, and I get to sit in the passenger seat, and I get to work my business at that time. So whereas I don't think I was ever like that with the first pregnancy. So I do think every pregnancy, you're at a different place in your life, and stuff like that, I think just needs to be considered. But I think in the end, KPI, host to post, power hours, staying plugged in. Jade Hooper, I stalk her YouTube page, and I'll never miss a video of hers, and that's my way of staying plugged in. And I don't have uplines. Some people can say, oh, I'm gonna, I just don't have any support or whatever. Well, that's on you. Like, if you use your sidelines, use your downlines. Like, I have other people that are doing power hours and they open it up to my team. So I'm super thankful for stuff like that. So use your sidelines, use your downlines, and be your own leader and hold yourself accountable. So hopefully that helped. I have no problem answering any questions if anyone has any questions about, being pregnant and working the business. But I've also had lots of struggles in this business too, and I've still figured out ways on how to make it work and how to work the business through those hard times. So that's probably for a whole nother video, so I won't even get into that. But let's keep this one just focused on being pregnant and working the business. So if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me or ask me any questions. So hopefully this was helpful, but I will talk to you guys later. Bye.